Shavi Yipol Tzadik in Perek Dalet. We have finished Baruch Hashem Perek Gimel. Today we want to speak about the importance of every single word of the Torah. You guys are going to see my favorite topic, Rabotai. A lot of people, they like to do mitzvot. If you count for me today, from the morning till the evening, how many mitzvot you can do, maybe you can count 10 on your fingers. Maybe. Take away the mitzvah of tzitzit because that's every second. But otherwise, by doing mitzvot with your body, maybe 10 if you're lucky. Asher Yatzar, Barachot of Tefillin, davening, etc. Maybe 10. Rabotai, but you should know when it comes to one word of the Torah, we say, Talmud Torah kineged kulam. Talmud Torah kineged kulam, meaning to say that one word of Torah is against all the mitzvot that there is. Rabotai, now imagine this. If a person has an opportunity to make 100 million in one shot, versus to make 10,000 for the next 100 years, whatever it is, what's your option? 100 million in one shot, how they say, when a person wins the lottery, you want a lump sum or you want long term? Everybody takes what? Lump sum. Who knows? You're going to make it, not going to make it. Over here, when you learn the Torah, you're getting paid in cash. Rabotai, look what he says in Perek Dalet, in Shavi Yipol Tzadik. Rabotai, he says, Allah Pasuk, there's a Pasuk that's brought down in Mishnah in Perek Gimel, Pasuk Tetvav, Yikarahi mipnenim v'chol havtzecha lo yishavu ba. Rabotai, it says over here that Torah is more precious than rubies, the pearls, those rocks, and all of your goods, he's telling Hashem, and all of your goods cannot compare to the words of Torah. And also the Yerushalmi says, in Resh Perek Daf, Dalet Amud Aleph, Shekol mitzvotecha shel Torah, all the mitzvot of your Torah, einam shavot ledavar echad min haTorah. Rabotai, all of the mitzvahs in the Torah, take all of them. To one word of the Torah, they're not equal. Look what it means to learn Torah. Ve'ala pasuk, and also on the pasuk, ki tovah hachma mipedenim, v'chol avtzecha lo yishavu bo. Same thing over here. For wisdom is better than these rubies and these pearls, and no goods can equal it. These are two pasukim that he brings down, and now he's going to want to explain it. He says, Omer HaYusham, the Yushami, Masech Yusham, it says like this. Shekol ha'olam kulo, the whole world, Rabotai, Eino shavar ledavar echad shel Torah. Take the whole world, it is not equal to one word of Torah. Make it very simple. Me'motai korin neshama ba'aravin, mishash korin v'chulu. Me'motai, that one word of me'motai, the whole world is not equal to that one word. Can you imagine how much time we waste from learning Torah, how much mitzvah we are passing by? So he says, Shekol ha'olam kulo eino shavar ledavar echad shel Torah, that the whole world is not equal to one word of the Torah. Here goes the explanation of these words. Rabotai, not you and I. Take the whole world. Take all the mitzvot that all the people do. From the beginning of creation up until today. Add all the fasting that we did from beginning of creation until today. For the days of Yom Kippurim that we fasted, ve'ed kol mitzvot tikei shofar, take all the mitzvot of blowing the shofar, ve'arbat aminim ve'achilat matzah, the shaking of the lulav and the etrog, the eating of the matzah, im kol ha'kevanot, with all the kavanot, with all the intentions, ve'hayichudim shel avot ve'tanaim ha'kedoshim, and when they used to make Hashem names one, the Tanaim Kedoshim, when they make Hashem's name one, take all the kavanot from the beginning of creation until today. And so to people donate money from beginning of creation till today. Take all the chesed, all the tzedakah that we did, from the beginning of creation until the end, until the world is going to cease to exist. And take all the important mitzvot, sending the mother bird, and honoring your mother and your father. Guys, listen to this, Rabotai. What means to learn Torah? Hakol eino shava keneged dibur echad shel Tosfot or Maharsha. All that what I just mentioned is not equal to one word of Tosfot or the Maharsha, which are the Rishonim. Right, Tosfot, and then you have Maharsha is the Rishon. Or keneged chidush echad shel Harashba veRabbi Akiva Igal v'kiyotze bazeh, and anything similar to the Rabotai. Can you imagine? One word of Rashi, one word of Tosfot, Rabbi Akiva Igal's chidushim, any one of these things. Take the whole world, Rabotai, we think we do big things. But in reality, Rabotai, the people that learn Torah, they accomplish much more than those that do. is chas v'shalom not to say you shouldn't do. It's just to show you the importance, where the Torah stands, Rabotai. I'll give you a small example. Take $10 million, for example, and take a jewelry or take a diamond, something that's worth 100 million, correct? What's the more chashuv? The diamond or $10 million? If the diamond is worth 100 million, what's your $10 million going to be? Same thing with you, Rabotai. Huh? Maser. Rabotai, what is this going to be? Rabotai, always trying to show you that, what it means, importance of learning Torah and every single word of Torah. Rabbi said, look what he says. V'zehu kavarat Yaakov Avinu. This is the intention of Yaakov Avinu. Shamar le'Esav, when Yaakov told Esav, Im Lavan Garti, right? If I lived with Lavan, he told Esav, if I live with Lavan, everybody knows this. V'taryag mitzvah shamarti. And I guarded what? And I kept all the 613 mitzvot. He asked, okay, one second, he says, V'chu tamu, he says, that doesn't make sense. Why? De'ech kiem et kol hataryag mitzvot. How did Yaakov Avinu say that he was able to fill all 613 mitzvot when he was living with Lavan? Why? A lot of mitzvot are dependent on the land of Israel. And honoring your father and mother. He was not with his father and mother, so how did he do that mitzvah? And also the halachot of the Beit HaMikdash and other mitzvot. So how did Yaakov Avinu say, I kept 613 mitzvot? Rabotai shelo yachal kaiman, because he was not able to fulfill them. Rabotai, the answer is Eila she'asag beTorah yomam v'layla. Rather, because he was learning Torah day and night, hashikula yoter mikol haTaryag mitzvot. When he was learning day and night, it was much more than all the 613 mitzvot. That's why he was able to say that I lived with Lavan and I was able to keep the 613 mitzvot. How? Because when you learn Torah, it's Talmud Torah kineg kulam against all the 613 mitzvot. V'zeu ki Yusham me'anal, and this is like the Yusham that we mentioned above. She'im et kol mitzvot nasim b'kav echad. Rabotai, take a scale, without exaggeration. Take a scale. Put all the mitzvot from the beginning of the creation until the end of the creation. V'dibur echad shel Torah b'shniya, and put the word, one word of Torah, me'motai, on the other scale. Yachri et kulam, it's going to outweigh all of them. It's going to outweigh like this. Why? Because this is the power of Torah. Now he continues, Rabotai, what about enjoyment? A lot of us, unfortunately, we feel that we do not have any ta'anug, we do not have any enjoyment in learning Torah. Why? That is because we never actually sat and learned Torah be'emet. If a person sits and he writes, takes notes, highlights, underline, etc., Rabotai, you know what's going to end up happening? You're going to feel that you want to continue learning. It's like doing an accounting. You have a lot of money, and all you do is count. The more money you see, the more happier it makes you. Same thing over here, Rabotai. I do not want to compare the two, but this is what he's going to say, Rabotai. And similarly, he says, Rabotai, if a person is going to take all the pleasures of all the people in the world, in all the years that they lived, take all the people from the beginning of creation, all the pleasure that they had, from the beginning until the end, and all the vacations that they took, all the good foods that they ate, all the pleasure that they had in this world, Rabotai, put it on one weight, but on the second scale, put one statement of Torah. It's not equal. When a person learns Torah, the enjoyment is 1,000,000 times, if not billions of times greater than all the people that you could have compared from day one to the end of all the pleasures. That's what, Rabotai, we see what happens in the outside world today. People have money. I ask you guys one simple question. If people are happy, why are they divorced? If people are happy, why do they commit suicide? If people are happy, why do they do drugs? That means they're not happy, Rabotai. But why? They have hundreds of millions. These things will not make you happy. A person that learns Torah, a person who learns Be'emet Torah, everything else he doesn't need. Not say that you don't need it, you need it. Rabotai, but that shouldn't be your primary objective. Like the Shulchan Aruch Paskins, your job should be your secondary objective. Learning Torah should be your primary objective. And not the other way around. If I want to come, I learn Torah. I don't want to come, I do not want to learn Torah. Rabotai, you take learning Torah more than your job. It's as if you're working for Hashem, not as if you are. And if you don't come, you could chas v'shalom get fired. Okay, Rabotai, so therefore he says over here, that's what he wants to explain over here, that all the enjoyments, all the pleasure of this world are not compared to one statement of Chazal. What about tefillah, Rabotai? What about when we daven? So he says, "Va'ava tefillah nikred chayei sha'al gabi Torah shenikred chayei olam." Guys, remember this. A lot of times you have a person, call Akavol, he wants to daven 2 hours. Shomron Esrei, no problem, be my guest. But remember, Rabotai, whenever you're davening tefillah, what are you doing? You're accomplishing for now, for the moment. For this world, you want to try to accomplish things for this world. Yeah, you also do for the next world. But the main thing is parnasah, health, etc. But when it comes to Torah, you're accomplishing for what? Chayei olam, for the next world, Rabotai. Not only for this world, but for the next world. You're preparing your, how they say, you're preparing your needs for the next world after 120. וכמאמר רבא בשבת דף י' עמוד א' על רב אמנון שהיה מעריך בתפילה רבותיי. Like the statement of Rabbah on Shabbat in daf yud amud aleph, Rav Amnuna, he used to daven in his tefillah long. So he told him, I don't get it, why are you taking so much time in Shomron Esrei? Shorten your Shomron Esrei and learn Torah. Why? Because this is for the moment, but this is for eternity. You should always invest in something that's going to give you more reward. Not to say you shouldn't daven, you have to daven. But the question here was he lengthened more than he had to. Rabbi say, Ube'er HaNefesh HaChaim b'Shar Daled. Rav Chaim Igal, he explains in Shar Daled, Shatefillah hi rak hosofot tikun alomot. What does tefillah do? It only adds to the correction of the worlds. Le'ota sha'ah, only for that moment alone. Amnam ha-Torah rabota, but you know what the Torah does? Hi chayut v'kiyumut kol olamot mamash. The Torah, it sustains the world, Rabotai. Not only fixes just for that moment, but it sustains. Meaning, if there's going to be a moment in the world that when nobody's learning one moment of Torah, pay attention to how Hashem created the world. In Israel, morning, over here, night, over there, morning, night. Why? Everybody should constantly be learning Torah. Do you know there's a certain yeshiva in Yerushalayim? In Israel, they have, without exaggeration, 24/7, 7 days a week, to learn Torah without any moment being skipped. 10 guys to learn in the morning, then the other guys sleep, and then they come at night. They always have this exchange. Why? Because they don't want to be with one moment without Torah. Rabotai, if there's going to be one moment without Torah, what's going to happen to the world? The whole world is going to come to nothing, to void. The whole world is going to get destroyed. Rabbi said we're going to conclude over here. We'll continue tomorrow, but we see over here the importance of learning Torah. Baruch Adonai Olam. Amen v'amen.